How's it gaming? I'm Phil in the Blanks, and welcome to 2025, and thank you so much for continuing to watch my content. Wow, 2025 already. I can't believe I've been using this graphic to represent myself on this channel for over 5 years now. I should probably change it sooner or later. I don't have nearly this much hair anymore. If you are new to my channel, my name's Phil in the Blanks, and I do full commentary Let's Plays on video games, usually retro video games, usually Nintendo, but sometimes dabbling to more modern video games if they have like sort of a retro slant to them. But basically I play a bunch of video games every year, and this specifically is my 2025 update video. Let's take a look back at 2024, see how I did, and then we'll move on and see what I'm going to be doing for 2025. And if you want to know exactly what I did play last year, check out that background footage. Everything you're seeing right now is a video game that I played through in 2024. So if there's something there that piques your interest, and after this video is over, click on that playlist tab, go find it, and hopefully you enjoy it. Continuing the streak of doing more and more every year, I have again broken the record for how many videos I put up in a single year in 2024, with 276 videos, just barely beating 2023 at 273 videos. Hey, 3 more is still a little bit more. The shareholders will be happy. 49 of those videos being Quickie episodes, which are usually shorter, full playthroughs of a video game, usually lasting for a little bit less than an hour. And overall, I featured about 73 video games on the channel last year, ranging from platformers, action games, RPGs, skateboarding games, all sorts of things. We played a lot of really great video games last year, and we started really strong in January with Soul Blazer, an action RPG that is the first of the Quintet trilogy. We also continued with a lot of the classic franchises we've been playing throughout the year. We played Mega Man X5, Kirby 64, New Super Mario Bros., Pikmin 2, Sonic 3D Blast, Metroid Prime. We also had some really fun themed events where we played a couple Olympic games for the Summer Olympics. We also had Metal Slug Fest where we played through a ton of the Metal Slug games. We celebrated Tetris's 40th anniversary by playing a ton of different Tetris games. And what has become a tradition, we did Disney Month 2024 where we did an entire month of just Disney games. We also finally beat Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light. We've been playing that for about 2 years on the channel. It's nice to finally put a bow on that and put it to bed. Overall, I think the thing I'm most proud of in 2024 is that for the first time ever, I did everything I said I was going to do in the previous update. That has never happened before, so I'm actually pretty proud of myself for that. Especially considering early on in the year, my wife gave birth to our second kid, so hey, look at me, super dad and also super YouTuber, look at me go. But all joking aside, last year was absolutely fantastic, and I have no plans in slowing down for 2025. Now, before we talk about 2025, I just want to talk about the Patreon just for a quick second. Not only is it a good way to help support the channel, it's a great way to know what's going to be happening for the next month. Every month on the 1st or so, I make an update kind of explaining what I'm going to be doing for that current month. So if you really want to keep in the know of what I'm going to be playing, that's a great way to check it out. All those updates are free, so it's just a really great way for you to get a preview of what's coming up on the channel. So let's take a look at what we're going to be doing in the next year. Now that Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light is over, what is my next larger scale project? And that is going to be the Black Box Files. When the NES first launched in North America in 1985, the first 30 Nintendo published games all had this really iconic black box motif, and just kind of collectively were called the Black Box games by retro enthusiasts and collectors. And we will be doing a Quickie episode on each of these 30 games. I'd like to make it kind of a weekly, maybe bi-weekly episode thing. Basically, by the end of 2025, we'll have looked at all 30 of these games. I know a lot of people are probably expecting to see Disney Month 2025, but no, I'm going to let it take a little bit of a break because I think there is another major animation studio that deserves to be recognized, that has a ton of retro games based on their movies, and we'll take a look at that. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be, but I think that's going to be a lot of fun and be full of really good surprises. I also want to do a precision platformer of some kind, but I haven't really decided on which one I wanted to do. It's most likely going to be either Celeste, Super Meat Boy, or the Angry Video Game Nerd. I don't know which one it is, but I'd like to do one of those this year as well. We will be continuing, of course, a lot of the franchises we've been playing on the channel for the past few years. Things like Mario, Kirby, Sonic, Mega Man, there's just so many. Let's take a look at a few of them that we're going to be playing next year. Let's take a look at Mario at first. I'm actually not going to be doing a main big Mario game this year, not from the main series anyways. I figured it's about time for one of Mario's friends to get a little bit of the action. Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo is considered to be one of the best platformers ever made, but for some reason, no one really talks about its sequel for the DS, despite the fact that there are more babies like Baby Wario and Baby Peach and Baby Donkey Kong joining in on the adventure. We're going to play through that this year, really take a look at it, and see if it is a worthy sequel or not. I don't want the spotlight just to be on Mario's friends, I think Mario's enemies deserve some limelight too. Wario Land 2 for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color is a surprisingly ambitious game with multiple paths through the story and lots of secrets everywhere. I'm not sure if we're going to do a 100% Let's Play with all the treasures and all the stuff, because there is a lot to this game, but we are going to see every level and every path through the game, so there is at least that. I'm really looking forward to this one. After playing Mega Man X5 with the improvements patch, I knew I had to do the same thing with Mega Man X6. X6 is an incredibly divisive Mega Man X game, with some people enjoying it, some people thinking it's basically the end of the series. To be honest, I can see both sides, but the Tweaks hack made by Ace Diaz fixes a ton of problems with this game, and it'll be really fun to kind of go through it and see the differences this patch makes to its original version. Didn't know Knuckles had his own game? Well, judging by the sales numbers, no one else did either. Knuckles Chaotix came out for the disastrous 32X adapter for the Sega Genesis, but there are a few good games for that system, and I'm hoping Knuckles Chaotix will be one of them. I played Pikmin 1 on the channel a couple years ago because I was really excited for Pikmin 4's release. And this past year, I played through Pikmin 2 just kind of out of nowhere. Again, it wasn't planned. This time I'm planning this. I just played Pikmin 3 on my own time and it's a lot of fun, and I figured it'll be a great way to welcome the spring again. So those are a few of the small to medium scale games that I'm doing this year, and I know some of you really like the big action adventure games, so let's take a look at a couple of those as well. Illusion of Gaia is a brilliant follow-up to Soul Blazer, and the second entry of the Quintet trilogy. Despite its sort of weak translation, Illusion of Gaia is really surprising for being a lot darker and deeper than a lot of RPGs and action games were for the system at the time. It is a treat to go through, and I can't wait to play it with you. I told you all last year that I played Final Fantasy Adventure on the channel specifically so that we could play Secret of Mana this year. The second game of the Mana series. This is probably most people's favorite game of the series, and it is going to be huge and awesome. Can't wait. When I picked the games that I was going to play for 2025, I didn't really mean to, but it ended up being sort of N64 centric. 3 of the biggest games we're playing next year are going to be for the N64, and I don't know about you, but that makes me feel like throwing a party. The Destroyer of Friendships, second only to Mario Kart. Mario Party was a very strange new genre of video games that just exploded. There's like 15 games in this series right now, so well, I better start covering them now. We're going to be doing a playthrough of each board in the game that completes the little story, as well as playing Minigame Island, the single-player mode that goes through every single game. But after all that partying, you know, I gotta settle down a little bit. I'm getting a bit older. I think I need something a little bit more mellow to sink my teeth into. I said a long time ago that I was never going to play Ocarina of Time on this channel, because it was just too big a game. It's not something that was the scope of my channel, and I am so excited to prove my past self wrong with a full 100% playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And that leaves us with one more N64 game, and I left that announcement for last because it is going to be the game I start playing in 2 days on January 3rd. You all voted, so I hope you're all excited for it. Paper Mario on the outside looks just like a simple RPG for babies with Mario kind of slapped on it. But when you really get into it, it is a witty, charmingly written, cozy RPG. It is one of the best games for the N64 and the beginning of yet another Mario franchise. We will start playing that January 3rd. I'm incredibly excited about it. I hope you are too. And that's not all. I've got a lot of other lesser known games as well, a lot of quickies, a bunch of stuff planned that I haven't talked about today. Grab yourself a hot chocolate, a Pepsi, a beer, your choice. Wrap yourself up in a blanket and join me for a bunch of fantastic games in 2025. I'm Fill in the Blanks. See you next level.